What if I told you that you can play as Phantom and W on Arknights EN, KR, and JP right now and only right now, and you do this by unlocking the secret stages of the Twilight of Wolumonde event? Let's find out how to do that. What's up, doctors? It's Chafe, TeamWnJ here. If you're hyped to play as Phantom or W, then share it with me and drop a like right now, and let's get into it. So we're in the main menu of Twilight of Wolumonde event right now. If we head over to the Burnt Offerings page, where you can collect your rewards, you can see this little wheel on the left-hand side. These are the clues that you have to collect in order to unlock the secret stages. You can click on each of these icons to read the clues, and it'll tell you how to collect this artifact. Now, these are a riddle, and you have to solve these yourself. If you do not want to know the solution to these riddles, stop watching here. I will show you what these riddles mean and how you get these diaries. I'll also show you how to clear the stages in order to actually get the diaries. If you don't want to know how to clear the stages and you want to try it by yourself, that's totally fine. Let me tell you which stages you need to clear first. So the first clue here mentions the first time the nine-tailed child joins the battle. This is referring to Suzerain being on the map for the first time. This is TW4, and it says that the enemy will never be able to touch the devices. This means that the enemies can never ever damage any of your towers on TW4. The second clue here says, at the moment anger boils over, and if you read the story, that means TW6. Discard the power of the devices and make your stand, meaning on TW6, do not capture a single tower. Your team cannot capture tower, enemy can capture tower just fine. The third one here mentions the Stones of Wolumonde, meaning the golems, until 20 colossi are returned to the earth. So you have to kill 20 golems. This should come pretty naturally if you're farming any of the stages. And the fourth one here is an example of quality control in Arknights being messed up again. Come on, you're missing an open bracket. Jesus Christ, I want to fix this so badly. Come on, man. Regardless, it's the Mudrock stage, so it's TW8. No more than 6 people stand ground, meaning you have to do TW8 with only 6 people. This is quite hard, but I figured something out with only 1 6-star, so... Finally, the fifth and final clue says, continue their search into the wilderness and find a new conflict. I see 3 wandering giants. This one means that you have to clear the first hidden stage first, then unlock the second hidden stage. So once you clear the first 4 objectives, you're gonna get TWS1, and once you clear this stage for the first time, you're gonna unlock Tribulation mode. This is basically just challenge mode, except you can't choose your team. And the team that they give you includes an E220 Phantom on skill 2. Once you beat the Tribulation mode of TWS1, you can unlock TWS2, and once again, once you clear the stage, you're gonna get Tribulation mode again, and on this time, you get a E230W, which is so cool. So damn cool. Alright, so for the first clue, you have to complete TW4 without letting the enemies touch any of your towers. Keep in mind, they don't have to capture your towers, you can't let them touch it. This one's actually not that hard because on the top lane, it's all just trash mobs. You can deal with the top lane however you want, it shouldn't be that hard. The bottom lane is what you have to worry about. The bottom guys will explode or try to capture your towers. You basically want to kill them at their spawn. So for me, what I'm going to do is borrow a friend Schwarz, and that's going to be my main DPS to kill them. I'm also going to stall them with a tank. I'm going to be using Gumi. Of course, if you're using Sari, it's going to be much better. You can also use a zombie guard like Helliger. However, one of the guys might slip past, so you got to be careful. Do make sure to keep whoever is your tank healed. If you have Nightingale, that's perfect because those guys do arts damage. I do have Nightingale, but just for this video, I'm going to be using Pelopsis and Warfarin instead to show you that you don't need a 6-star medic. Any other DPS will help as well, of course. The guys on the bottom are mainly weak to physical. Try not to use arts against them. All right, let's go. Okay, first thing we're going to do is make sure the guys don't rush through the middle here. So we're going to deploy Myrtle on the tower tile. We're going to pop Myrtle and block this dude here with gravel. We're trying to put people on the control tile as well, of course, so we can take it. Now, like I said, you can do top lane however you want. I'm gonna just do this. Of course, I got high rarity units. If you don't have high rarity units, excuse me, top lane really shouldn't be a problem. Like, there's nothing up there that can do that much severe damage to you. So you can literally do anything up top and you'll be fine. Right now, tower's activated. We can take gravel out. We're gonna start worrying about bottom lane now because people are gonna start spawning. I'm gonna dump Gumi down here. Okay, my game bugged out. What I tried to do, I was gonna deploy Gumi here. I think I'll give her a tile of space, just to give her some time to heal up, right? Now I'm gonna do Schwarz back over here, and I'm gonna drop a medic on them real fast. So let's drop us Pelopsis first. Pelopsis gives us all SP gen. If you don't have Pelopsis, that's okay. I'm gonna drop us a second medic in here because those arts guys, this guy right here, is gonna hurt us a lot. Now we're gonna pop Schwarz. If you really wanted to, you could do the focus fire trick where you allow Schwarz to fire a double shot, basically. I'll show that in a quick second. Now, Palopsis almost did die from the explosion, but it's an almost die, so it's okay. Now, if you're worried about your Palopsis dying, that's simple. Move your medic. Just move your medic over to where this Ami is and face down, and use a single target medic instead. Now, when I said extra DPS helps, you can do whatever range guard over here will help as well. Just because they can hit diagonally. I won't activate True Silver Slash, just to be fair, but you can imagine if you're using Silver Ash here. Those guys don't stand a chance. Alright, so here we go. We got another one. Bang. Activate medic skills if necessary, but looks like my E160 Gumi is holding up just fine. This is just an M2 Schwarz, by the way. Now, of course, I am having Palopsis here, so Schwarz's SP gen is being assisted. Even then, it doesn't really matter on this guy because you don't get it charged in time. See, if you take a look at Gumi, she's not actually taking that much damage in the first place, so it really doesn't matter. As for the focus fire, we wait for Schwarz to shoot. And then once she shoots, we attack that. And it should do double damage if you time it correctly. Anyway, there you go. So none of them touch the towers. Super easy. I'm gonna say this now in case I haven't said it yet. The reason I don't use a lot of low rarity units is because I haven't leveled them and I don't want to level them. Most of my team is high rarity and there's no reason for me to go back and level my low rarity units. So whenever I'm showcasing stuff, that's why I use high rarity units. The next map we gotta do is TW6 without capturing any of these towers. This basically means it's like a soft ban on these particular tiles here with lightning. You can deploy units on them, but you can't deploy a unit there for long enough that you capture the tower. If you want to make your life simpler, just pretend like these tiles are like no deploy, just like don't deploy in them, period. The main threats you're going to be dealing with are coming from the bottom. The top only has a few casters. If you take a look at all the enemies here, they're basically all weak to physical damage, but they've got high res, like especially these guys, right? So you can basically toss arts damage out the window. Not everybody on this team is necessary. I've got a lot of contingency plans here in case something bad happens, and a lot of these units are replaceable. I'll explain once we get in so you can see who's replaceable and who's not. Alright, first thing we're going to do is drop Myrtle right over here. We're going to block these bases. Now, of course, I do have Bagpipe, so I'm getting SP a lot faster, but if you don't have Bagpipe, Vigna should be okay. We're going to be using Bagpipe as the core DPS on the top lane to deal with the casters. Next, we're going to drop Texas down over here. Texas can be any DP generator, but Texas herself is really good since she does the AoE arts damage. Once we pop this, we're going to drop Blaze down. I would not replace Blaze. If you want to borrow anyone from friend support, I think Blaze would be it, unless you already have Blaze, of course. Once this is all set up, I'm going to drop Schwarz on the top. Schwarz can be any high damage physical sniper. Province will be okay as well, but if you're a more generalist player, you probably don't have these units, then you can just use any of your AA snipers here. They'll be fine. It's important to drop this sniper down first before we deploy Bagpipe here. This way we set the aggro to Bagpipe instead, and Bagpipe is always being healed by Myrtle. Alright, next we're going to give Blaze a helping hand by dropping Meteor right underneath her, facing upwards. This can be any AoE sniper. Of course, if you're using Shirayuki, remember your arts damage is not going to do anything. We're going to wait for the guy on top of Bagpipe to get hit by this blast. And we don't even need to activate Bagpipe skill, I don't think. I don't want her to take any extra damage, but I don't think it's necessary. That's fine, whatever. Cool. So, you notice that on the bottom lane so far, it's just been trash mobs running out. We don't have to rush deploy anything here just yet, so we can take our time. Alright, so we're going to stock up enough DP, but we're going to start deploying people here. We're going to do Exu, we're going to do Praminix down here. And we really want our DP game up high because we need to undeploy both our Vanguards. Alright, I'm going to take Texas out now because my Spectre is not M3 and she needs time to charge up. Alright, so here's our first one. Let's pop Myrtle. Give him the debuff treatment. When Spectre gets weak, we pop skill. And now. Yep. Let's take out Myrtle, drop in a healer. Get Spectre back up. Now, you'll notice that we don't have Myrtle anymore, meaning Bagpipe could be in danger, so we do have to watch out for Bagpipe. Alright, so now that Bagpipe's in danger, we do have to prioritize dealing with them. Now do keep in mind that I did put Warframe in front of Spectre, meaning we do have SP generation going on down there. Again, we're going to do a double shot trick over here with Schwarz. So wait for the shot. Bam. That's double damage, instant kill. Easy peasy. Perfect example. Alright, so as you can see, Blaze almost died a single time, and she became invincible. This is why I said Blaze should not be replaced, because there's no other operator that can go invincible like that, other than Spectre, who we're already using on the other side. Speaking of, let's debuff them. And also, let's take out some units now. We've got 2 over here and 1 over here, so that's 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 5 is, now we're at 35. Right. So there should be no one else at the top. I should be able to take out Bagpipe now. This gives me room to put Feeder back here in case they slip through. Like so. They did slip through, but that's okay. Now, Feeder can be anyone. I was planning to put down Feeder earlier so that I could punch him back a little bit. But, there you go. So the 2 units I really wouldn't want to replace there would be Spectre and Blaze. However, I do know for a fact that in Spectre's position, if you have an M3 Saria, that will work as well. I would not be comfortable putting Gumi down there because there's not that much healing, especially on the first one. If your Vigna or your Bagpipe dies, you can redeploy Texas on her position. If you don't have Praminix, just use any physical damage DPS instead. If you have Meteor, that's also a good option because Meteor can debuff them as well. Okay, so TW-8 with only 6 operators. Now I've only got 1 practice plan left, so if you see this number jump to 30, that means I fucked up. Okay, so this here is an evolution off of Hino's strategy. You may be looking at the 3 6-stars here going, oh shit, I got 3 6-stars. Fuck, don't have them. Don't worry. The only 6-star you need here is Ea Fiala. If you do not have Ea Fiala, borrow Ea Fiala from friend support. What you need here are 2 super strong medics. My Warframe is E220 M1. My Nightingale is E170 skill level 5. In Hino's demonstration, she used a E170 Silence and an E170 Gavial. If you do not have Warframe, Susuro, and Gavial are your best options. If you do not have Nightingale, I would actually go for a single target medic instead. You do not need an AoE medic here. I would not use Pelopsis. I'm only using Nightingale because of the res. If you have an E2 Nightingale, you can do some massive big brain plays by doing the triple phantom glitch. I'll probably showcase that later on in this video when I get a Nightingale on support. Exu, you can use a Platinum as seen in Hino's video. I believe you can use a Cruce as well. I can't show you Cruce because my Cruce is way under level. Durnar at E150, skill level 7, works perfectly fine. And my Myrtle is at M3, preferably if you have max potential, it'll make your life a lot easier. Timing is super important. If you're missing 1 potential, it could throw the timing off whack. So basically, the 3 units that I would not take out here are Ea Fiala, Durnar, and Myrtle. If you have Saria, that's even better than Durnar. Use Saria on skill 3. Let's go! Okay, first thing we're going to do is deploy Myrtle on the top tower to start capturing the tower. Next thing we're going to do is pop Myrtle and deploy Exu on this tower here, facing downwards. Now, timing is super important, so I recommend going through practice several times to make sure you know what you're doing here. Even like a few seconds off could fuck you up because the towers will get captured by the enemy, or you won't be able to capture them. You won't be able to capture them fast enough, etc., etc. I can't even talk. Okay. Now we have enough DB for Ea. We're going to dump Ea down and start capturing this tower over here. Next thing we're going to do is dump Warframe on top of Ea facing downwards. This will capture the tower underneath Myrtle faster. If you get any guys walking too close to your base next to Ea, pop Volcano. Okay, so now we're doing Warframe first. Make sure you do Warframe first, since Warframe is a single target medic. We want to divert all the enemy fire to Durnar. We don't want them shooting Warframe. Okay, great. Now we can deploy Durnar right over here. And it doesn't matter that Exu is being shot a little bit because the dude wants to hit the tower instead of Exu. Now we're just waiting for DP to deploy Nightingale. Make sure you deploy Nightingale facing left. Later on, we're going to use Myrtle down on this spot to help capture this tower back after Mudrock takes it from us. I like to pop Myrtle an extra time just to make sure that I'm not low on DP, but this is totally unnecessary. You can undeploy Myrtle instead of popping the skill. If you want to be smart about it, I think that would be even better. After a skill is done, I'll take her out. If you are worried that this golem is getting too close to Durnar, just pop Ea's Volcano. But as you can see, there's still a bit of time before he gets close, so that shouldn't happen. FYI, my Volcano is on M3. My Aya is E260, no potential. So essentially, the keys of beating this stage are to be able to take control of the right side towers when the right side golem spawns. So after Mudrock spawns, he's going to take the tower next to Exu. We have to rush take that one back ASAP, so that when the golem comes, it gets blasted all the way until it gets to our base. As for Mudrock himself, he actually gets wrecked by Aya's Volcano. So we have to make sure that the second Mudrock steps into Aya's range, we pop Volcano instantly. If we are even a second too late, Mudrock will survive, and this will get messed up. Mudrock, once he gets to the other side, he won't get killed by this tower over here. We won't be able to capture that one in time, and it's just GG. Okay, I want you guys to keep an eye out on Durnar's position, as well as the tile next to this tower that Mudrock is about to take. Because we want to deploy Myrtle after Mudrock walks past. So we're going to get Myrtle in right now. Eyes on Durnar now. We're going to get a few guys clumping up in front of Durnar, and that's not great. We need to make sure we activate Durnar's skill when someone touches Durnar. Remember, Durnar has no range. There's no point on pre-activating Durnar's skill. Once the dude touches her, we activate skill. And we start beating them up right now. Eyes on Aya and Mudrock. We want to make sure that the second Mudrock comes in, we give him the good stuff. So right now, we give him the good stuff. Eyes on Myrtle. We don't want Myrtle to get crushed by the Rockman. Pop this, let him through. If Myrtle does get crushed after he walks past, that's fine. We just want her there for as long as possible so that we have enough time to capture the tower. It looks like we fucked up and, oh, wait, we got him. We got him. All right, perfect. That's perfect. Good. We even have Myrtle surviving. That couldn't have gone better than that. Could not have gone better. Okay, so Mudrock could have died a bit sooner, but that's all right. We even captured this tower early, meaning we can fuck these guys up. We want to take Myrtle out now. We want to take Exu out now. We need to eyes on Durnar because Durnar can still die here. These guys do a hell of a lot of damage. We're going to take out Nightingale as well so that we can redeploy if anything, you know, if we need any extra assistance. So pray, just pray that Durnar survives this. Beat them up as much as you can. E150 Durnar, no problem. Once you thin the numbers out enough, you should be all right. And that's why making sure Warfarin is deployed first is so important, because as long as it's a single target, Warfarin will not lose. There we go. Okay, so if you want evidence that you don't need Warfarin, you don't need Nightingale, and you don't need Exu, go check out Hino's video. She used Platinum, Silence, and Gavial instead. I'll link it up there somewhere. It's a really good strategy. Ah, perfect. Okay, so we got Harry's E2 Nightingale right here. This is fantastic. I can show you guys the triple Phantom glitch. This right here would be the ideal team, by the way. If you have all of these units, this should be incredibly easy. And yes, choose Warfarin over Shining for this one, since the enemies do arts damage as well. And the reason Nightingale's triple Phantoms are so powerful is because her Phantoms count into the tower capture points. Finally, we're going to dump down Nightingale. And this is important. When we deploy Nightingale, watch what we do, right? So we're going to drop down Nightingale on this tower. Exu has just captured the first tower. We're going to drop a Phantom right here. And this Phantom will count into this tower's capture points. This time, I'm really going to pop Myrtle because we want some extra SP going, since we're going to be deploying Nightingale's Phantoms quite a lot. All right, now that Myrtle's done, we've got 20, 30-something DP to work with. That's great. This tower is almost captured. Once again, if this golem gets uncomfortably close, let's just pop Volcano. Once this tower gets captured, we undeploy Nightingale. You can leave this Phantom here, that's totally fine. Now, as you know, Nightingale only has access to 2 Phantoms. However, if you do this trick by deploying her, deploying a Phantom, and then undeploying Nightingale, when you redeploy her, she will have an extra Phantom. You can let the Phantom die. Even if the Phantom dies, you can take her, you can undeploy and redeploy Nightingale, and you still have 3 Phantoms. It's a bug. I don't think it's supposed to happen, but it does. Okay, great. So Nightingale is now 2 seconds away from redeploy. Once we redeploy her, as you can see, we now have access to 3 Phantoms. Now, why is this so powerful? As you recall, we had to deploy Myrtle after Mudrock walks past this tile. Well, now we can deploy the Phantom there instead. So Mudrock's about to capture this tower. Now we can instantly deploy the Phantom on this tile, and we're going to start double generating SP for this tower's recapture. I do want to dump Myrtle here for now, after the first Phantom goes away. We're watching Mudrock right now. When Mudrock starts getting close to Aya's range, we're going to start popping everything. Now, we got a lot of guys in front of Saria right now. So, now is a good time to start popping this. Mudrock's going to capture one of the towers. Bam. And we're going to activate Volcano. Because of the debuff, everyone is going to get melted. That's 1.8k damage per blast from Volcano. Let's avoid Myrtle getting killed by popping this. And let's drop a Spooky Boy on this tower over here. Myrtle survives, that's fantastic. Tower has been recaptured. Could not have gone any smoother. But no, we're going to capture every single tower. This is actually going to give us another... I believe this is going to give us a medal if we do this, by capturing all the towers by the time the stage ends. So there we go. Got all 4 towers and cleared this without even stressing. This right here is the ideal team to do the stage. Okay, so once you've done all 4 of those, you should get the Wolumonde Search Warrants. And once you clear the event, you'll be able to unlock this one, TWS1. Clear the stage how you normally would, then go to Tribulations mode. I'm gonna go practice, and you can see Phantom is right over here, ready to be used. I'll do a showcase of Phantom and W right now, in case you wanna see what they do and make up your mind on whether you wanna roll for them or not. Hey, let me know what you think of Phantom and W in the comments below. I hope that helped you clear the event. Have fun with Phantom and W. Cheers.